Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Naden, Stevie and Ali are all still with me. Gentlemen, I want to start with that footage that has gone viral of the linesman chasing Haaland down the tunnel to get his autograph at the end of the game. Stevie, you don't mind this?
Yeah, right. Seriously. I just can't believe anybody in a position like that would do something so stupid. I mean, not only is it just wrong, but you're opening yourself up to people questioning you. It's just, no, awful.
Ali, do you have a problem with it?
Simply unacceptable, Dan. It should not happen. It's just simple as that. You cannot have the officials in a match, any match whatsoever, showing this sort of attitude towards a player. There's got to be a distance between the officials of the match and those that are involved in the game.
They're only human, Naden.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are, but I agree. I agree with the guys there. And for me, you know, if you're going to be that type of person, then do it away from the cameras. You can't be seen to be doing stuff like that. Because as we say, just leave yourself open to criticism. And in the future, if it gives a favourable decision to Haaland, I bet this video pops up.
Let's clear this up before we go any further.
Okay.
Officials are not human.
Oh, Stevie.
They are not. They're a completely and utter different breed. So let's get that clear.
Yeah.
First tweet then. Does Ali have any words for Don, who called him romantic for thinking Madrid with a better midfield and European pedigree would win the match? This is where Don poo-pooed you on yesterday's show when you suggested that Real Madrid's midfield was better than Liverpool's, Ali.
Yeah, and he went as far as to say Thiago Alcantara will be the difference maker. Well, so much so that club didn't even start Thiago Alcantara in the match. I would say to Don, as part of the request on this tweet, is that you were wrong. And quite frankly, this midfield of Real Madrid has been the best midfield in the world. At their very best, they can control any match. At their best, they can control any game. We have seen it throughout the course of the year that when Real Madrid has had all sorts of difficulties and injuries and absences, if this midfield three is in play, they can still control a game and they can still maintain themselves somewhere where they can win a match. That's how good they have been.
It's like Ali's Oscar speech, wasn't it? Take that, Don. Your stupid Ferrari driving ways. Considering that
I'm just simply answering the question. That's what I do.
Considering that no Liverpool player has been as good as they were in the past, wow, this is tough, Stevie. Who would you give the Player of the Year award to?
I think it's easy. Fabinho. Fabinho, without question, in my opinion, has been the most consistent Liverpool player at a high level every time he stepped on the field.
Wasn't good today, was he? Wasn't very good today.
Well, he's had one bad game in a minute.
You said every time.
100.
You said every time.
He's had one bad in 100. So that means his percentage is down to 99 then, sorry.
Right.
You could argue Diogo Jota has been fantastic as well, but he hasn't played the amount of games to get it, so I would say Fabinho.
Stevie, does Trent still deserve to be called up to the England squad?
No.
Can Barca beat Real Madrid as Real looks strong at the moment, as that tie might decide La Liga?
That was well read.
Well, I was editing as I went along because this person hadn't wrote it properly, and I was just guessing on autocorrect. Ali.
First of all, on the Trent Alexander-Arnold question, there was a play in the first half where Ferland Mendy went around Alexander-Arnold like he wasn't even there. It is poor defending at its very worst, what we're seeing from Alexander-Arnold right now. As for Real Madrid and Barcelona, I think the best thing that could have happened to Barcelona is the fact that Real Madrid are still involved in Champions League and that they had to play a game today that even though they controlled it, at the end of the match, you were seeing a lot of tired legs from Real Madrid, where to the point to where they were dropping so far back, they didn't really have outlets going forward. Maybe if you're Barcelona, you're looking at that and saying, we're not going to get a Real Madrid that is at their very best, because not only are they coming from this match against Liverpool, they're also looking ahead to the next match against Liverpool.
Were there any teammates, Naden, you had that surprised you with how well their game aged over time?
Off the top of my head, I'd say most players, to be honest, because I think when you get to a point where physically you're not at your best, you've got the experience and understanding of how to actually play the game and make it very, very easy. So there were players who, ultimately had lost their pace, but nobody could ever run past them because they always put themselves in better positions now. So, it's the cliche answer, but I'd say someone like a Vincent Kompany over time, because when he first came to City, he was a defensive midfielder. By the time he was leaving, he was one of the best centre-backs in the club's history.
Stevie?
I'd probably say a good friend, Maka, Steve McManaman.
Really?
Well, he was just a kid when I played with him at Liverpool, and I think I played with him for, 2.5 seasons. And the difference in 2.5 years from when he first joined the team to when I left was absolutely huge. I mean, you talk about an acceleration, the way he matured. Just physically, discipline-wise, strength, you name it, understanding of the game, finishing, every single thing didn't gradually get better, it just took off. It was fantastic.
Nathan?
I was going to say, Stevie, and that is our link, because I also played with Steve McManaman. Who would have thought?
Wow.
And yeah, he wasn't too bad when he was leaving. Yeah, exactly.
Desperate for a link with Stevie. And Steve McManaman proves it.
We found one.
Exactly. Right, Ali?
Well, I actually was going to answer that question with a question. What happens, and I'm just asking for a friend, what happens with a player that never had pace to begin with? So when he gets older, there was no pace to lose. Does that count? Does that amount to anything in
Your
this
football
conversation?
IQ, though, increased over time, yeah, Ali?
Yes,
Yep.
and the experience and the nuance of the game.
The nuance of the game. That's
knowledge,
what it is.
understanding.
Right, I think I could answer this for you guys. The most dramatic ending to a match that you've played in, I'd suggest 1989, Stephen.
I think you can suggest
Arsenal, Liverpool.
correctly.
Nadem, I would suggest maybe QPR, Manchester City. The most dramatic ending for
Maybe.
you. Ali.
Boy, it wasn't a good ending.
Oh.
It was MLS Cup playoffs against San Jose. I was with the LA Galaxy at the time. We were up 2-0 from the first game. We were also up 2-0, and in that particular game, we ended up losing the game 5-2. The last goal was scored in extra time, and we were eliminated. And for the fans in San Jose, that was fantastic. For those of us that were on the field, remains perhaps a low point in my career.
Oh, no. So, like, all of your dramatic endings, you're on the losing side.
No, I'm just saying that was dramatic.
No, and Nadem and Stevie as well. Everyone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Final question. What's the most ridiculously good assist you've witnessed in a game? Wow. Stevie?
Ridiculously good assist.
Yes. Okay.
I can't think of too many straight off my head, but I'll give you... John Barnes, and you couldn't call it ridiculous, you could just call it a normal John Barnes assist.
Right.
Where he would pick the ball up on the halfway line, dribble past 3 or 4 players, get to the byline. I was standing there on the 6-yard line waiting, and he rolled it to me, and I smashed it in.
Oh,
at
nice.
the top end. That was a ridiculous, normal John Barnes assist.
So just really get about getting your goal into the conversation.
Well, there's got to be something that reminds you of it, so that was it.
That was it. Ali?
Daniel, I actually was in the middle of this play. I once provided an assist with my backside.
Oh!
As I was shielding off the defender, didn't quite know exactly where the move was going to end up, and I was just trying to get position. The ball was flicked onto me, and what do you know? I flexed the muscles, put it in for a through ball. We scored the game winner, won the match. That's all I got to tell you. Off my backside, it was nice and useful back then.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, when he says shielding the defender, he means he was halfway towards the floor.
Right.
That's what he means.
Hey, I fire that muscle, though.
Yeah.
Nadem, most ridiculous good assist?
Okay, so there was once this young player. He was at Manchester City. He was playing right back. He got the ball at Upton Park, dribbled past 3-4 players, chopped one back, threw one on the floor, and then played a nice toe poke ball to Giovanni, who smashed it into the bottom corner. First game of the season under Sven-Göran Eriksson. This was going to be City's year. Greatest assist ever seen. Kinda, that was mine. So I'll just take some credit for that. I did a good assist.
I like
I think that might have been the only one in my career. Might have been the only one in my career, but you know, it happened.
You peaked early, really. That was that. Right,
Way too early. Way too early.
What? Hey, what happened afterwards? What happened, Nadem?
I
What
was so
happened? Where did it go
tired.
wrong?
I was so tired. I just woke up and then it was game over. That was the rest of my career.
That was it. Done. Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. Just a reminder, ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Bayern Munich PSG, I imagine, will dominate the conversation. What a game that should be. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.